The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Lexington Community Radio or its board of directors. The views expressed are solely those of the programmers.
You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can download the Radio Lex app on your smartphone device to listen to us anywhere in the entire world. You can also stream the show live from the web at radiolex.us. Amber Turner and I are both broadcasting from the Deborah Hensley studio here at Radio Lex on North Limestone. Amber, it is a beautiful day outside. Have you got a chance to drive around and just look at the beauty?
I didn't drive around and look at the beauty, but today was a great day for yard work.
It really was a good day for yard work. If you have a yard, which I don't, so I didn't get to get out and indulge into that kind of work.
Well, I got all kinds of things you can come over to the house and do.
But I do love it when I can drive around and I can see scenery versus, I'm talking beautiful scenery versus commercial land.
Yes, I 100% agree.
And I currently live off Polo Club Boulevard.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's something that I should be announcing on the radio, but I currently live off Polo Club Boulevard. And if anybody is ever in that area, it's in Hamburg, and it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's not much development on Polo Club.
Not yet.
Not yet. So when you drive around, you see nothing but fields, and you see a few horses, and you see just the blue skies just shining so bright.
Oh, yeah.
But they are destroying it because Polo Club Boulevard, all throughout down there where you see nothing but beautiful land, they are turning that into some type of industrial business. Whether I know Central Baptist is putting in a hospital there.
They are.
They're supposed to be putting in a new elementary school, a new middle school, a new apartment complex.
Another apartment complex?
Yes, another hotel. And
a hotel? We have Hamburg right there.
And they're building another summit in that area too.
What else do we need? We've had Hamburg for years. Like, what are we... I don't understand what else we can bring to this area, but...
I don't get it, why we just can't leave some things alone. I don't understand why the mayor or the city just doesn't step in and say, okay, I get what you're doing here. I get that you're trying to make more business, more industry, but let's stop.
Well, let's maybe recycle the things we've already, had built. We've got buildings that were abandoned. Look at this amazing building that they were able to turn into this beautiful studio we get to sit in. Why are we not recycling some of these things we already have and taking away the one thing that we do get to have in Lexington, and that is a beautiful drive down some of those roads that haven't been overpopulated.
Yes, if you are driving through Lexington and you see a place where it's just nothing but beauty and you see a lot of fields and you see a lot of grass, savor that moment because there's not many places in Lexington like that. And if there are and they find out about it, they're going to destroy it by putting a Starbucks on it or something.
They will. They'll put another something.
But I made a discovery while driving around, and it's not really a discovery. I've known this for a long time, but I really want to drive it home today because it frustrates me to no end when I see this. Yeah. And I just want to run this past you and just see what you think of it.
Oh,
Amber, I think it is very unattractive. It is very unattractive, in my opinion, when women drive trucks.
Okay.
I think that it's one of the most unattractive things just for me. Now, before people start saying, oh, that's crazy, women can drive trucks too. They can drive whatever they want. That's fine. If you want to drive a truck, go right ahead. I'm just telling you, I just don't think it's attractive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just waiting for the next place. I'm just waiting for the next time you just tell me where you keep your billfold at.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, don't drive a truck if you are a female, because I think that just takes away all of the femininity that you have as a female on the road.
Well, no, I don't think it takes away all the femininity. I think it is, again, in the way you carry yourself. I have friends that do have trucks, and they're just fine driving them. I just don't, I guess the part that I personally have an issue with is I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah. And it's almost for the very same reason that you said you don't like it. I do like to have a little bit of femininity. I know that might come as a shocker, But I do like to be a little dainty every now and again, and it could be very well the way that I was raised. My papa, my granny raised me, so I'm very old, Appalachian.
But it just annoys me because the thing is, Amber, is the women that do drive trucks, the women that do drive them are so hardcore all about them.
Well, I think it's because they do kind of get they get dumped on a little bit about it. And I think it just causes them to have a little bit of
on the guard,
hostility towards it.
Their defense up, you think?
Yeah.
So you're saying that you feel like that a lot of men feel the same way, or do you think that a lot of women feel kind of the same way? They look at women driving trucks and they're like, why are you doing that? Just why?
I think it's a 50-50 thing. I really do. I think that some people embrace it. And when I say 50-50, I do mean men and women all together. But I'm in that 50%. I don't agree with it. I like driving a smaller car. That's just me.
Lana on the show thread, she says, "Kiss it, Banks." So apparently, Lana, I had no preconceived person in mind when I started talking about this topic. It really came to me when I was driving around today.
Hey, but Lana has a nice truck.
But the same thing can be said for guys that drive chick cars.
But what's considered a chick car? I'm so curious now.
A Bug, a Beetle. A Beetle is definitely a chick car. It aggravates me when men want to drive maybe like even a Dodge Stratus. Do you remember those Dodge Stratuses? That's the most female car that you can drive. I think that men should drive, and a lot of people are going to look at me and say, oh, you're so chauvinist for thinking that men can't drive this kind of car and women can't drive this kind of truck. At the end of the day, you can drive whatever you want to drive, but this is my show, so I'm going to tell you what aggravates me and what I find unattractive, and that's just, to me, that's just unattractive. I'm waiting for you to take me to the rodeo if you drive a truck and you're female.
Take me to the rodeo, really? So first you got to get your billfold, and then take Banks to the rodeo if you drive you a big truck.
Yes.
Okay. I'm making sure I'm jotting all these down.
And it's like, I don't want to, I like it when a girl drives, just her little teeny-weeny car, and she's driving around, she's got her little fuzzy little dice in the mirror. She's got a little fuzzy.
I don't think fuzzy dice in the mirror is even a thing anymore.
Okay, well,
no.
And then they got the little fuzzy steering wheels. Nothing fuzzy.
No, that's out.
But I love it when women do that. I do. I love that.
Why? You like getting inside of that, like Tickle Me Elmo looking interior?
I do. I would rather get into that any day versus a woman driving a Colorado or a Dodge Ram or something like that.
Or stepping up into a big old truck.
No. Mm-mm. It's just, to me, I don't like it. But before I get hurt, I'm going to change the subject there. Amber, I want to talk about something that I read right before I came on the air, and I want to start off the show talking about it.
Okay.
It is now a crime to verbally insult a police officer in Kentucky. I read that, and I was like, that sounds like we're taking steps back from what we're trying to do in this state, because this all came about, this new bill, Senate Bill 211. Will now make it a crime to provoke, if anybody provokes an officer verbally to the point that it could provoke a violent response back from the police officer, then that person is going to get a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So this all started because the Senate was trying to raise punishments on crimes related to rioting and things like that.
Yeah.
Which I can get down with that. I can get behind that.
I can get down with safety.
So they put this rule in there that if you verbally insult a police officer, it's a crime. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's taking away our freedom of speech. I think that these police officers they already have this. They already have this complex in their head that they are. What they say goes. What they say is the word.
Yeah.
Don't talk back to them. You can't say anything to them. And now it's a law that you literally can't say anything to them. You can't say oink oink piggy piggy anymore to a cop without them taking offense to it and having you arrested.
Well, I don't think that this is the intention of it. I tried to step back and look at it because I love freedom of speech. Freedom of speech allows us to come on here every Thursday and, put our thoughts out into the world. I don't think that it's intended to take away any type of freedoms that we already have. I think this is just a safety measure. Again, I've not read the full bill. I would like to sit down and read it. I think as Kentuckians and as Americans, this is something that we should be doing, understanding these bills inside and out. I don't know. I mean, do you really want to talk to cops anyways? I guess that's the first question we need to ask ourselves. Do you really want to talk to them anyways?
No.
So why do we have people? Because the people who are usually antagonizing them don't want to talk to them no ways either.
No, it's situations like, let's say you get, everybody who knows me knows I get pulled over a lot because I have a lead foot.
Because you speed.
I speed.
Yeah.
That is what it is. And there have been many situations that I have been pulled over by police officers, and they have been really smart to me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking for no reason.
Yeah.
After, okay, we have established that I was speeding.
Yeah.
But you don't have to continue to treat me like I'm not a human being, that I'm a bad person for this.
But do you really care? But I mean, at the end of the day, do you really care what they think about you?
But if I wanted to defend my honor, defend myself, now I can't, because if they take offense to that, things could happen. A Democrat, Senator Gerald Neal, he is a Democrat who represents a majority black district in West Louisville. He said he was insulted by this bill. He said he viewed it as a direct attack on his constituents who protest for and demand racial justice. He says, "This is another hammer on my district. This is a backhand slap, and I resent it. I personally resent it." And angered, Gerald Neal went on to say, "How dare you," twice, calling the bill beneath this body. He says it is unwise, it's provocative, it's unnecessary, and it's unreasonable. And I agree with him. I think that Bill 2211, or whatever this bill is called. Let's see, it's called Bill
211.
Senate Bill 211. I think this bill is ridiculous. And the bill passed by a 22-11 vote, with 6 Republicans joining Democrats to vote no. So this was a very Republican-based call.
Yeah.
The Republicans is what made this happen.
Yeah.
Bad move. I'm not for it.
Well, we'll just have to see how it plays out.
We will. We'll just have to see if the cops take advantage of this law and they start loading down jail cells because so-and-so offended them by calling them ugly or something.
Nah, I don't think they're going to be able to do all that now.
I feel like we give police officers way too much authority anyway. But that's just me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We got lots more Off the Cuff coming at you live after these words. Stick with us. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Whenever you hear Little Richard, it makes you want to get up and dance, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
The king of rock and roll, some people call him. They say he rivaled Elvis Presley for that title, King of Rock and Roll.
Nah, I don't know if I'd take it that far. And I'm not a huge Elvis fan.
It's sad, though, that Little Richard has never won a Grammy. That's unbelievable.
He never won a Grammy?
No.
Not even for Golly Miss Molly?
I think it's political. I think the Grammys, out of all award shows, out of all the major award shows, the Grammys are the most political I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's unbearable to watch.
And which shocks me, because Hollywood is the most liberal town in the world, and they've put politics into the Golden Globes and they've put politics into the Oscars, but it is so prevalent in the music industry. And Little Richard probably didn't win a Grammy due to his skin color.
Definitely, probably for the time, no.
They honored this year at the Grammys, if you haven't got a chance to watch the Grammys. They aired the Grammys, and nobody really watched. It was the lowest rated Grammys ever, with only 8.8 million viewers worldwide.
Wow.
I mean, 8.8 million viewers, it sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
They paid tribute to Little Richard, Kenny Rogers, Eddie Van Halen. A bunch of people passed away in 2020. A bunch of musicians that were iconic musicians passed away.
Yes.
I mean, those three in general. Little Richard, Kenny Rogers, Eddie Van Halen. My God.
Mm-hmm.
The show was hosted by Trevor Noah, and it was even though it was the lowest rated Grammys of all time, it was the most streamed Grammy show ever.
Yeah.
With 83% more live streams compared to 2020. I think that goes to show you that nobody watches TV anymore.
No.
People want to see streaming. They want to see on demand.
Accessibility.
Just to give you a rundown of the awards, you can check out the complete award list on Off the Cuff's Facebook page if you want to check out the complete list, because I'm not going to go over every winner on the Grammys night because they give away a ton of awards.
And none of them are that noteworthy.
Record of the Year, that's the biggest award of the year. It went to Billie Eilish with Everything I Wanted. Do you know that song?
I think I've voiced my opinions on Billie Eilish before on the show. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Well, unfortunately for you, that's going to be our Song of the Week break. So you're going to... It has to be. I mean, it's the Record of the Year. So I wondered, what's the difference between Record of the Year and Song of the Year? Do you know?
I would say Record of the Year is based upon the number of actual whole albums that you sold, maybe.
So Record of the Year is kind of a group effort award. So it goes to everybody that worked on that song, worked on that record. I'm talking musicians, producers, engineers, the singer, the songwriter, everybody.
Okay.
Song of the Year just goes towards the song.
Okay.
Song of the Year went to her for her song I Can't Breathe, which was a big political song. I think that song only won because of the political message that it was trying to deliver. I don't really necessarily think it's a great song. The lyrics mean great things, but as far as Song of the Year, I think there's where the politics come in to play at the Grammys, and I just can't get behind that. Album of the Year went to Taylor Swift, Folklore. When is Taylor Swift going to go away?
Hey, now I like a few of the songs on Folklore, so I'm for that one.
Taylor Swift, say what you want about her, she has remained relevant throughout her entire career.
Yes.
She made that switch from country to pop and dominated in both worlds. That's amazing, isn't it?
I think she is. I don't agree with her personality and some of the things she's done, but man, oh man, I enjoy her.
Oh, she's the fakest celebrity in the world. She's the fakest person I can think of that tries to act the realest. She's the person that tries to act the realest out of any celebrity, but she's the fakest. Well, I'm so real. No, stop. The best new artist went to Megan Thee Stallion. You're a big fan of her.
Yeah, I like her.
She's dirty, though, isn't she?
Well, I'm a little dirty, so we go together.
Best pop solo performance went to Watermelon Sugar High.
Okay.
Watermelon Sugar High.
Okay.
Harry Styles, I like that song.
I like Harry Styles.
Best pop duo group performance, Rain on Me, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande. Best rock performance, Shamika by Fiona Apple. Best metal performance, Bum Rush, Body Count. It's nice to see that the metal industry is getting some love. I don't recall the Grammys ever given metal.
I don't know that I've heard a new metal song in like 20 years.
I think only people who listen to metal hear metal songs.
Okay.
It's not like you can drive down the road and say, ooh, turn this song up and it's a metal song.
Yeah.
It's not mainstream. Even though my roommates in college were very into metal music, so I'm a little familiar with that genre.
Yeah. But did it not make your head hurt when they listened to it?
Out of all music in the world, because I love music, that is my least favorite.
I agree.
I can't get, and I've given it a chance. I've went to the mosh pits and I've got punched in the eye and got a few black eyes, but I just can't get behind that music. I just don't like it.
Nope.
It's.
I can't get down with it.
I put it on the same level as women that drive trucks. Best rock song was "Stay High" by Brittany Howard.
I don't know that one.
Best R&B song was "Better Than I Imagined" by Robert Glasper. Best R&B album was "Bigger Love" by John Legend. Best rap performance was "Savage" by Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
Best rap album was "King's Disease" by Nas. So is that Nas as in Lil Nas?
No, I don't think Lil Nas.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So is there a Lil Nas and a Nas?
Maybe.
Okay. Best rap song was "Savage," so this is the same as best rap performance. Best country solo performance was "When My Amy Prays" by Vince Gill.
Well, that's a nice name to hear.
When My Amy Prays, and it is.
Hey, Vince Gill.
When I read that, Vince Gill, I was like, I'm glad to see Vince Gill is still out making music.
You're good. You are a huge Vince Gill fan, aren't you?
I used to own a few Vince Gill CDs.
That's what I thought.
I've never known a man that can get that high with his voice. So anytime you hear somebody that can make his voice that high, who is a man, it fascinates me. So.
Well, that's a fun fact to know.
Yeah, but that was the Grammys this year, and there you go.
I'm not impressed.
But like I said, we can, if you want to take a look at the complete list of the winners, you can check that out. I posted it on Off the Cuff's Facebook page at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take Off the Cuff's Song of the Week break. And we're going to do Billie Eilish. And I know Amber doesn't like that song by Billie Eilish, All I Ever Wanted. Well, what is your deal with Billie?
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan really of any of the new music that's out. I am a huge, I listen to music all the time. I'm constantly in the gym. I'm constantly wanting new music to keep me motivated. And I find that I go to the older years, the 90s, the early 2000s. I don't listen to the new stuff because it don't move me like the old stuff used to.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I do. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this song rolling. It is Billie Eilish, the record of the year for 2021, Everything I Wanted. We'll be right back after the song. Billie Eilish with All I Ever Wanted. The needles on the board keep jumping up to a maximum of saying my microphone is way too loud. So for those at home that may be hearing some distortion, we're trying to get this figured out. I don't know if it's the radio board. I don't know if it's just because I scream way too loud.
You bringing the heat?
I don't know what it is, but when I turn the volume down this much, let's say I'm turning it down right here. Yeah,
you're fine.
I don't know. The needles are like jumping off the board, so I'm starting to think that it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, have you been stimulated yet, Amber?
I did get stimmied. Did you?
I have gotten stimmied. Is that what we're calling it?
I'm so tired of answering this question. Like, I'd always answer it for you, but I feel like this has been like the number one trending question is, have you been stimulated yet? And I'm like, wait. This is not a question we want to be asking people every day.
Well, I what are you doing with that stimulus money?
Same thing we did with the last, and just let it sit in the bank. I'm thankful we have it. We don't need anything, want anything. We're good, so just let it stick. Just let it chill.
All right. Well, on the show thread, Joe says, "Oh my God, what a song!" So the way he wrote "Oh my God," it makes me think that he did not like the Billie Eilish song either.
Well, Joe, I 100% agree with you, and great minds think alike. And maybe we can get Adam to stop playing such bad music.
Steve says on the show thread, What doesn't Amber agree with? I'm curious. Amber never agrees with me on anything, Steve.
I don't agree with a lot of things. You got to be more specific, Steve.
It's like if whatever we were talking about, she's probably just disagreed with me. It may be even in the next segment that we talk about, because in the next segment, when we come back, I want to keep the theme very music related. We talked about the Grammys.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about music when we come back, because Amber, did you know that some say, and this has been kind of whispered around in the music industry for a long time, that people put subliminal messages in music.
Okay.
Especially in the rock world.
Okay.
Especially in the rock world. And we're going to listen to some of those subliminal messages.
Wait, we're going to put subliminal messages out over the air?
We are. We're actually going to not only play the subliminal messages, we're going to put them at the forefront so people can hear what they have been deceived of hearing all of these years. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that. We'll be right back after these words. Stick with us. Breathe.
Oh. Wait, I thought when you were saying by her, you meant Billie Eilish. The sincere name of this band is Her?
It's either Her or H-E-R.
Okay.
Well, before we last took a break, I was teasing our next topic. I was talking about subliminal messages in music.
Yeah.
Because some say that it does exist, that there are subliminal messages, hidden messages in music. Mm-hmm. And back in the day, rock and roll music got a bad reputation for being one of the leading music genres to do this.
Yeah.
To put subliminal messages in their music. And what a subliminal message is, have you ever watched that episode, Amber, of Saved by the Bell?
I was waiting on you to bring that.
Where Zach, and he's wanting all these girls
Zach Morris is a 10.
Yes, he's wanting to have all of these girls fall in love with him.
Yes.
So he takes the hottest song of the week, which is by the Beach Boys, and he puts subliminal messages behind the music. Uh-huh. So when you hear the music, subliminally, you'll be able to hear the messages he recorded in the song. So rock music got a bad reputation for putting devilish music or devilish lyrics in their music, behind their music.
Yeah.
Behind their music. And the first one that I want to play here is by Queen. It's Another One Bites the Dust. It's a big song. It's played in skating rinks. It's played in football stadiums throughout just the world. Still to this day, Another One Bites the Dust is a big one. So let's play the song forward. So let's go ahead and play the song forward, Another One Bites the Dust.
Okay.
Hey! Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ow! Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey! Another one bites the dust. Hey!
Okay, that's the song that everybody knows. And
great song.
And you recognize that. So if you turned the song around, you play the song backwards.
Yeah.
And you can play songs backwards now using Audacity, using many apps. You can just play the song in reverse. This is the song in reverse. Experts say that Queen put a hidden message in this song saying, it's fun to smoke marijuana, marijuana, marijuana. It's fun to smoke marijuana, marijuana. Let's see if you can hear it. So, did you hear it, or did you just hear jumblish?
I heard something that somebody made up. Now, if you go looking for something like that, you might find it. But now that didn't jump out to me, no.
That's the thing, is if you go looking for something, are you going to find it?
100% of the time, yes.
Most of the time, yes. And I think if you're really listening for something, you're really going to hear it, right?
Yes.
Well, let me play another one.
Okay.
I've got more. This next one is a very popular one. It's by Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven was a very popular song, and in January of 1982, there was a television program on the Trinity Broadcasting Network hosted by a gentleman named Paul Crouch, and he claimed that there was hidden messages that was in Stairway to Heaven, and he claimed that Led Zeppelin did this thing called backmasking, which is where they put subliminal messages in the music. So when you listen to their song backwards, you hear this. Here's to my sweet Satan, the one whose little path would make me sad, whose power is Satan. He'll give you 666. There was a little tool shed where he made us suffer, sad Satan. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it. Okay, that was forward. Now let's play that same track backwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next.
So was that a coincidence, or was that really what was said?
Wait, are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Like, come on, you know I'm not buying this right now.
Okay. So let's move on to another one.
Okay.
This one's by Styx.
Okay.
Or the song is called... the song is called Snowblind by Styx.
Okay.
And there were claims made by anti-rock music activists during the 1980s that the song lyrics were satanic and contained hidden backward messages. The line, "I try so hard to make it so," when played backwards in reverse, was alleged to be said, "Satan moves through our voices." So the line forward says... "I try so hard to make it so," but the line backwards says, "Satan moves through our voices." Let's take a listen.
Life's not pretty, even though I try so hard to make it so. Oh, sneaking moves, oh, sorry. Oh, sneaking moves.
One more time.
Now, I hear a steak once used to moo. Now, that's just what I hear. Like, if we're going to be talking about crazy stuff, that's what I heard. Steaks used to moo.
Okay, one more.
All right.
Actually-
you better razzle-dazzle me with this
Actually,
one.
two more. I'm sorry, two more.
Okay.
Two more. So this one was in 1985.
Yeah.
This one is called, it's by Slayer.
Okay.
Okay, it's called Hell Awaits.
Okay.
Hell Awaits. In 1985, the lyrical themes on Hell Awaits include hell and Satan, as with their debut. The intro of the title track played backwards reveals the repeated phrase, "Join us." So if you play the track backwards, then you will hear "Join us."
Okay.
Okay, so let's take a listen to see if we hear the words "Join us." Did you hear "Join us" at all?
I didn't hear nothing but just...
Let's go ahead and let's play it again.
Okay.
And keep your eyes peeled, or keep your ears peeled.
Now, I'm listening.
So, one more before I get off on this topic. One more. This one is by the Grim Reaper. And if you play the final scream in this song backwards, you hear this. So that is forward.
Okay.
That's forward. Now, when you play that same thing backwards, this is what you hear.
That was demonic.
Did you understand it? He said
Satan something.
Here it is. The scream was "See you in hell." Now, here's the thing. That's what you should have heard, because that was intentional, done by this band.
Yeah.
They actually intentionally recorded "See you in hell," and they put it on the track. They played that backwards for everybody to hear. So when you actually reverse it, you will hear that "See you in hell" backwards.
Yeah.
So that is something that you should have heard. But this has been going on since the 80s, this backmasking thing, these subliminal message things. Do you think that, because we know that people do put subliminal messages in advertising. It's been proven that the movies
The movie theater.
It's been proven that subliminal messages does exist.
Yes.
But do you think that these satanic messages, do you think that what I played is accurate? Do you think that it is the message that they were trying to put out there?
I mean, I listened to what we played 5 songs. I listened to 4 out of the 5 songs, and I have never heard that. Now, if you would have thrown out a Chicago song, maybe we could have talked. Little Nicky got me on the up and up on that one. But no, I don't. I don't think that these were intentional messages. Maybe with Slayer, that's their whole gimmick, of course. But like these other bands, now maybe Queen. Maybe they really did like marijuana.
I mean, it's something to think about. I mean, it is something to think about because of the power of subliminal messages. And when you study subliminal messaging in the 70s and 80s, when this was real prevalent, when all of this stuff was happening, that's when it was a proven fact that subliminal messages does play more of a role in getting people to do something. Yeah. So that's why the movie theaters do it, restaurants do it. And subliminal messages means it's not in your face. Yeah. It's just a message that your subconscious mind picks up. Yeah. And according to studies, your subconscious mind, whatever it picks up, it lays there more. It's more powerful.
Well.
So that's where the whole rock and roll subliminal devil lyrics come into play, because they say that rock and roll is the devil's music.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that maybe because at the time subliminal messaging had already been made aware, people were already aware that they were doing an advertisement, do you think that maybe people use this as a push forward to get their agenda pushed? We started to see ratings go on music. We started to see people not have some of these heavier metal bands played on local radio stations. Do you think maybe that's what they were using it for?
Could have been. But when you look at music today, there's no such thing as backmasking, because they just put it in the forefront.
Face. Yeah.
They put it in your front, or they put it in your face. Rock and roll bands back in the day, they might subliminally tell you to go out and smoke weed. Well, rappers today will straight up tell you on a song to go up and smoke weed.
I think the last backmasking song we might have had was Missy Elliott in 2003.
So she did backmask on purpose?
I don't know how you get your voice to do that any other way. So,
but I thought that was really interesting, and everybody else listening at home, you be the judge. Did you hear what I said that these other people would say you would hear, this satanic lyrics?
Or if there's more.
Or is there more?
Send them.
If there are more out there, because there are more. Some people say Michael Jackson was big on this. Michael Jackson was big on backmasking. But if you could find any more, or there's any that you want us to talk about, please send us the lyrics, and we will play it and talk about it on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We got one more segment to go here on Off the Cuff. We'll be right back.
Sing tonight, fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Sing tonight, fight the break of dawn, come.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Last segment of the hour. Amber Turner is also in the studio with me. It don't get much more 90s than this song right here, does it?
That's a good song, though.
Speaking of the 90s, have you got to check out this new 90s documentary on Hulu where it follows around the old Punky Brewster star, Salil Moon Frye?
I have gotten to watch it.
What do you think of it?
I think it's fascinating.
It is so fascinating.
Yes.
I think that this documentary, it's called Kid 90. It's called Kid 90. And Kid 90 is a documentary produced by Punky Brewster, who was a star in the 1980s. Her real name is Salil Moon Frye. And the documentary is just her home videotapes that she had, that she used, that she created when she was a child star. She just always had a video camera to her side while she was growing up in Hollywood in the 90s. And she hung out with celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brian Austin Green,
Mark Wahlberg,
Charlie Sheen. And she's got all of this home footage of all of them hanging out throughout the 90s. It's a must-watch.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad that we didn't do anything like that, but I think that video back then is the new thing as pictures. So I'm so thankful that, she recorded all that.
Well, what was so cool about it is a person who grew up in 2010, a person who grew up in 2020, your life is documented pretty regularly anyway.
Yes.
When you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, your life wasn't documented.
No.
And the only documentation that you got was what you filmed with a video camera. And Salil, she actually documented most of her childhood with a video camera, and she had such a unique childhood because she lived in Hollywood and she hung out with A-list child stars. It's really cool to see that they were doing the same things that we were doing as kids and we were doing as teenagers. The only difference was that they were famous, and I think people love this documentary so much because you always hear about what kids in the 90s used to grow up doing, what kids in the 70s used to grow up doing, but you don't know because there's no footage. Here, folks, there's finally footage of what it was like to grow up in the 1990s. There's a blueprint of what it was like to be a child and to grow up famous in the 1990s.
Well, I think it also humanizes these people that we kind of grew up idolizing. You know, when you and I first talked about this a little bit, you said, oh, yeah, it's got that dude that you always talk about in there that you love, Jonathan Brandis. Yeah. You know, he's a star that we lost way too soon. And, you know, all we have of him are just pictures and, you know, obviously his performances. So to kind of see him, you know, in a light that, you know, we'll never get to see him in. I think that was the biggest takeaway for me.
She talks about all of her friends that she had that she lost to suicide because Jonathan Brandis wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. He committed suicide. More of her friends committed suicide, and her and Jonathan were really close.
Yes.
The documentary reveals that, and he called her a lot, left her voice messages because she kept all her voice messages, too. And she plays these voice messages, and you can hear the sadness in Jonathan's voice.
And that's so sad to think about.
Yeah, and she even mentions how you can hear it, and hindsight's the best vision in the world, isn't it? And you can't look at life like that. If she would have known, she probably would have done something.
She would have.
But you do get to see an open window of what it was like. It's crazy because they're all hanging out. There's this one scene in the documentary where all the kids are hanging out, and you got like Brian Austin Green on one side, you've got Sarah Gilbert on another, and then you've got, you know, Mark Wahlberg over here in front of them, and they're all driving down the road and they're hanging out the window. They're like, yeah, I'm trying to page Leo, talking about Leo DiCaprio. And I was sitting there thinking, like, what a world to be a part of at such a young age.
Be paging Leo.
But that is called Kid 90 on Hulu. It was very good. Amber, if we were talking about scenery at the top of the hour, and we were talking about the beautiful things that Lexington has to offer, if you have a chance to drive by the Shop Local warehouse, which is located at 1093 West High Street, you will look across the parking area and you will see a photo of the Bernie Sanders meme.
Aww.
And I saw that. I didn't know we had that. Who drew that? Who's the artist behind that Bernie Sanders meme?
Are you asking me? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just seen it on Instagram.
Oh, it was really cool.
It is cool. It's really cool. I have no clue who done it, though. I'd love to shake their hand.
It was really cool. It's a prime spot for photo ops to go up.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I did giggle because I didn't expect it. Even though the Bernie Sanders meme is kind of old news now.
Yeah.
But the fact that I saw that
on a building in Lexington.
On a building, that was pretty funny. Imagine if you're Bernie Sanders, knowing that your legacy is now forever going to be a meme.
A meme.
No matter what you did, no matter the public service that you did for the country, no matter the positions that you held, you are going to be, oh, that's the old man from the meme.
That's that old man from that meme.
We all have something that immortalizes us, I guess.
I don't know if that's really what he wanted his to be, though.
Yeah, but I thought that was pretty funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, I just got a few announcements to make. As you know, March Madness kicks off with the play-in games today at 5 o'clock. So if you want to check out some play-in games, that will be on television. But the real deal, the brackets, they will happen tomorrow. So if you haven't filled out the Off the Cuff Bracket Challenge, you can do that by going to Off the Cuff with Adam Banks on our Facebook page. But we are going to be presenting a March Madness series right here on Off the Cuff, and it's going to be right here on WLXU 93.9 FM, and it will be prime time on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. So in addition to Off the Cuff coming on your radio at 4 p.m. on Thursday, starting next Thursday, we will have two shows, one at 4, and we will have a complete March Madness show every Thursday at 8 o'clock. going forward until the tournament is over.
Double trouble.
It's double trouble, double the fun. So that's Thursday, March 25th, April the 1st, and April the 8th, all at 8 p.m. on Thursdays. Nothing but March Madness coverage from me and my March Madness crew. But that's in addition to the regular 4 p.m. show on Thursdays.
Double the trouble. I like it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for another episode of Off the Cuff. You can follow Off the Cuff on social media at Off the Cuff of the What's the handle for?
You can follow Off the Cuff on Instagram and Facebook at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks.
Thank you. And you can follow the co-host, Amber, at Ambu447. You can follow me, the host, at The Adam Banks. Ladies and gentlemen, you can listen to all of our previous episodes on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever podcasts can be streamed. We put out new episodes every Thursday from 4 to 5, so if you haven't downloaded that Radio Lex app, please do so you can listen to us live. That is Ember Turner. I'm Adam Banks, and this is Off the Cuff. We will see you next Thursday from 4 to 5.